Anchors up, sells at full. Welcome to the SlooPcast. How are we doing today, Kyle?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing good. All right, it is time for Collegiate Chaos. I don't want to mess around. I think we got a lot to do today. We got to update the tier list. We got to do some SlooPicks. We got to continue doing Collegiate Chaos. Nope, that's the name of the show. Chaos Theory is the name of the game. So three things to get to, three pretty big things to get to. So let's get going.
Sure. Let's take a look at our tier list. A lot of shakeup.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Tradition. Good
yeah,
tradition.
yeah.
I was putting that off as long as possible because I just whammed it with my elbow right before we started recording.
All right. No more wasting time, Jared. Tier list. A lot of shakeup in our tier list with a lot of losses, a lot of movement. A lot of movement.
I think it's like, man, last week we had a lot of stuff to move around. I don't feel like we have a ton to do, quite frankly. We have Texas, we have Penn State, who both...
I think those are the two big ones we need to discuss about the M tier.
Ooh, M tier.
M tier for Texas and Penn State. Now you have Texas actually both losses are bad if you really look at it. Texas lost to a close one to a highly ranked team. Same thing with Penn State. They both lost to a team who had one win or less. Both of them had that.
Yeah. One win or less is a really nice way of describing UCLA.
Yes. I was being nice. You don't do that. You don't do that if you
be nice.
If you are favored to win it all, like we had them in S tier.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
You don't do that.
You don't do that.
And they both did start in our S tier. Texas was number 1 in the country preseason. Penn State was, what were they, third?
Mm-hmm.
Third, fourth, depending upon the poll. Yeah.
No.
By the way,
they were second. They were second. No, they were second because remember it was Texas was 1 and Ohio State was 3 because they were like, oh, we got a 1-2 matchup. Nope, Ohio State was third. Remember that?
No, I think it depends upon the poll, but the AP was definitely.
I did preseason here. Yeah, Texas. Yep.
Yeah.
The AP was Texas 1, Penn State 2.
The AP is absolutely what you're saying.
Coaches was Texas 1, Ohio State 2, Penn State 3.
Yeah.
So
and as little as the AP matters, the coaches matters even less. And I also just really quick want to point out 2 losses, but 2 losses barely out of October. This isn't like 2 losses at the end of October. This isn't 2 losses at the end of the regular season. This is 2 losses. I mean,
1 week into October.
6 weeks into the season, and they both had bye weeks at some point during that.
My vote, Jared.
Yeah.
Both teams.
Yeah.
Into S tier. Or S tier, wow. From S to M tier.
Well, from A tier, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I can disagree with that. I mean, listen, teams have worked their way out of M tier once in the history of our tier list has a team worked their way out of M tier. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's very unlikely.
They both have opportunities to do that, but here we are with week 7. And as of week 7, I think they go in M tier.
Same. We didn't expect a lot from Penn State. We knew better. Yeah, I mean, I understood the national hype around Penn State. No, we did. We absolutely knew better because we knew James Franklin. is what it boils down to. I get it. Like, Penn State, from an outsider's point of view, followed the same formula that Michigan followed, that Ohio State followed. You know, they're the Big Ten team that surprisingly brought a bunch of players back that no one was expecting them to bring back. So they have the super seniored team. It followed the formula of the last two national champions, asterisks. So I understand why people jumped on the Penn State bandwagon, but James Franklin.
Yeah.
James Franklin gonna James Franklin. All right, Kyle. Florida State. Well, actually, we just took two teams out of A tier, which means we have to replace them. We have to have 12 total teams to mimic the playoff between S tier and A tier. So we are now down to 10 teams.
We are, yes. I'm looking at the list here. I can't put Florida State in there. They lost. I think right now. Gosh, where would you put Florida State?
They now have 2 ACC losses.
Back to back.
Yeah, but ACC losses, mind you. Like,
yes,
getting into that ACC title game just became very difficult for them. They're down to C tier.
There are 5 undefeated teams in the ACC.
Right. And that's total. Is that total undefeated or conference undefeated?
Conference undefeated.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they're 2 games behind 5 different teams.
So I'd say C tier.
Yeah.
C tier. Yep.
I don't think the ACC is going to place 2 teams in the playoff.
Sure.
And if they do, having 2 losses 6 weeks in is not going to help you.
Sure. You have Iowa State as well. I think Iowa State stays in B tier. It's 1 loss. Yeah.
Okay.
In conference, yes, they lost to Cincinnati, but they get their chance. They don't play Texas Tech, but the 2 other teams that are ahead of them, other than Cincinnati, who they lost to, they get to play. Okay. And I think they'll put up battle. So I think Iowa State still stays in B tier in that hunt. For to win the Big 12. So I'd say they can stay in B tier with one loss.
To lose to Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game.
Sure.
But that still counts as on the bubble.
Yep. All right. So we have to find 2 other teams here. What would be one team, Jared, you think that you would want to move up?
Spikes, we are not putting South Florida into A tier. We have Memphis in there, and I think we're going to roll with Memphis as our group of 5 representative. As much as I don't like to say it, I think it's the truth. I think it's Georgia and LSU. Until they play in 3 weeks. We'll revisit this in 4 weeks. I think it's Georgia and LSU. I don't know who else it would be. I don't like Tennessee as much. I don't like Georgia or LSU that much this year, but I don't know who else it is. Again, I don't think the ACC is placing 2 teams. So we have our ACC team in Miami.
It's just a process of elimination. Yeah, I think you're right. It's Georgia and LSU right now.
Yeah.
SEC getting those teams coming in now.
I mean, we've said it a few times already this season. The Big Ten this year is much better, I think, like much better than the SEC at the top of the conference. Which is weird that I can say that so confidently. But it sounds like a homer. I really honestly don't think it is. There is a but coming. To be clear, there's a but coming. No, not but Penn State. They lost Texas. We lost Penn State. But the SEC is still much deeper than the Big Ten.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, I think the middle of the SEC is still so much better than the middle of the Big Ten.
Sure. So I think that's good. So Ohio State, Oregon, Miami stay in S tier. Indiana, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, and Memphis stay in A tier. And then we added Georgia and LSU.
Yes. Now,
I think anybody deserving to go up to B tier, though.
We just put Florida State down. USC, we have USC and Michigan. They play each other this week. I say whoever wins this goes to B tier.
Sure.
But I'm not in a rush to put either of them into B tier right now.
Sure.
Vanderbilt just lost a good close game to Alabama. The problem is that we're already very crammed with SEC teams. As far as there just being spots available. Can we make a D tier for whiskey? Nah. Whiskey just doesn't deserve to be talked about.
I got two teams that worthy of moving up, Jared. No, it's not Utah.
No, I was moving Utah out of the way. I think we could talk about Illinois, but we'll see how they play this week against Ohio State.
I'm going to go with the team who has a potential of upsetting a team this week, and that's Missouri. You have them right there in your hand. Missouri going up to B tier, 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
They get their chance to playing in Missouri.
Okay.
Take on the Crimson Tide.
Well, how about we wait to see how that game turns out?
I think it's worth putting them in B tier. They're in the hunt right now. They're in the hunt to make the playoffs. So, and I'd say the same thing with Cincinnati. Cincinnati had a very close loss on the road against Nebraska, and they just had a big win over Iowa State in the hunt of the Big 12 here. So, I think you put Cincinnati in the B tier.
Well, if we put Cincinnati in the B tier, who lost to Nebraska, I already have Nebraska over here in C+. I say we move Nebraska up too.
What else have Nebraska done? What else?
Well, they beat Cincinnati, who we just put into the B tier.
What is
just
Nebraska's? Saying. What is Nebraska's record though?
Stop waiting for facts. Who needs facts? Hey, I do what I can.
Yeah, let's put the Cornhuskers up there, actually. Looking at it, right. Win over Cincinnati, 3-point loss to the Cheater Up North team. And they took care of business against their little brother.
Does Nebraska have a little brother?
No, the Cheaters Up North team's little brother. Or big brother. I'm sorry, big brother.
Michigan State's back down.
My fault.
No, Michigan State's back down to little brother. They lost that. Virginia. What do you think about Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia, absolutely. Virginia move up to B tier. Absolutely. You can't forget about Virginia. They are 5-1. Big win over Florida State, beat Louisville. They did lose to the Wolfpack earlier on in the season, so that's a little glare in their resume there. But you got a big win. You got a big win against Florida State. So, and they're undefeated in conference in the ACC, 3-0, tied with Duke atop the ACC. And then Georgia Tech is 2-0, and then both Miami and SMU both have 1 wins in conference.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how these conference, because I mean, outside the playoff bubble, we do at that point have to start looking at conference standings. So that's absolutely. even though, like, looking at this, I don't think Virginia is better than Michigan or Illinois, who we still have down in C tier.
Sure.
But they come from less competitive conferences.
But they are technically what we have our ratings to be.
On the bubble.
Outside the playoff bubble.
Yes.
Right, cool.
Nebraska's little brother is Colorado. I'm good with this as well.
I'm good with this tier list. Lock it down here.
Lock it in.
All right, awesome.
Control S.
Perfect. All right. Let's go and take that first ad break, Jared, and we'll get to some SlooPicks. We are the SloopCast. You can find all of our lovely links over at thesloopcast.com, and some of those lovely links include our Discord page, discord.thesloopcast.com, Patreon page, our YouTube, merchandise store called merch.thesloopcast.com. All of those links and much, much more over at thesloopcast.com. Take a quick ad break and be back for some SlooPicks.
Suncard, I'm not one of those people. Congrats to the 4 people who are those 4 people. I'm apparently not one of them. All right, Kyle, SlooPicks. Kyle, I got 2 games on you last week. I won the web picks. I went 5 for 7 last week against the spread. Our chat, Kyle, only got 2.
Ooh, ouch.
Chat is now, you and I are now tied for first place on the season, and we are now 4 games up on chat. Guest picking this week is Suncard. Now, Suncard has won. He's the only multiple week winner in the web picks. So maybe no pressure, Suncard. He can make up some ground for the chat.
All right, let's get into it. Let us start off with our first pick here, and that is Missouri and Alabama. Noon kickoff in Missouri, where Alabama is a 3.5 point favorite. Why don't you kick us off, Jared? Who do you have in this one?
I have to go first?
I flipped the coin, and it says you go first.
You didn't flip shit. No, I don't care. I still think Alabama, I think, is weirdly underrated right now because they're being compared against Alabama. This is not Nick Saban's Alabama anymore, but that's okay. Like, they can still just be very, very good. And I think Alabama is still very, very good. Yeah, again, I think the only reason people are down on Alabama is because they're comparing them against Alabama. Like, I think it's really that simple. 3.5 points against Missouri, not enough. Give me Alabama.
I think Missouri will cover this. I think Missouri is sneaky good. I think they're sneaky good here. They're right there in the hunt for the SEC. They're undefeated right now. I like what I've seen so far from Missouri here. Their quarterback is one of the most highest completion. That's the word I'm looking for. Highest completion quarterback in the country. He's thrown for 76% already this year and almost 1,200 yards. I like Missouri. I think they might be able to move the ball. This may be a shootout here, so I'll take Missouri here at home.
If it's a shootout, that favors Missouri, I would say. Low scoring affair would favor Bama. Who does Suncard pick?
Oh, Suncard here says Bama's rival is the Tigers, so I'll take Missouri to win outright, but I'll take the hook on the 3.5 to help.
That's fair. So Sun Card's going with you on that one.
Right. All right. Next up here, Texas and Oklahoma. This one's really interesting. Because in this one, Texas is favored.
I agree with
you.
In
the Red River rivalry by 2.5 points. I'm going to go. I'll pick in this one here, and I'm honestly confused. I guess there's something I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the Sooners in this one here. Like you're handicapping the Sooners here, who I think is the better team, and they'll win this one in my opinion. And there's an outside chance, it's probably just out there just to get Texas to prepare. But there's talks about there that Mater may be playing in this game.
Yeah, we'll see about the quarterback situation. Here's the thing. We just M-tiered Texas. We've made our opinion on Texas known.
Mm-hmm.
But
knew that was coming.
I also don't think Oklahoma's very good. I think that they are I don't like their offense. I like their defense. I don't like their offense. They're one of many teams near the top who have a very good defense, but are totally unimpressive to me on offense. So I don't like either of these teams, to be clear. I don't think either of these teams are very good. That being so, screw it. Give me the underdog.
All right. And
I take Oklahoma.
Sun Card here says, who decided to play this game each year in one team state and never play in the others?
It is North Texas, to be fair.
Yeah. He says Texas with the bounce back.
I don't hate the pick, honestly.
Yeah, Texas is a huge state.
It monstrous. One could argue too big. Next up.
It's kind of funny because I believe where they play though, Jared, it's actually closer to Oklahoma University than it is in Texas.
Yeah. No, my understanding is that is a very like 50-50 Oklahoma, Sooner fans versus Texas fan area.
So Toledo?
Yeah, it's kind of like playing in Toledo or playing in Cincinnati. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Oregon hosting the let me get ready for this. Hosting the Hoosiers of Indiana.
Yeah.
The Ducks are a 7.5 point favorite at home. Who do you got? Do you got the Hoosiers or the Ducks?
So, first thing to note, it is challenging, and this is not like a bad body clock game for Indiana. They're still playing at 3:30. They're just playing it on the West Coast. But I think the traveling west, Eastern teams traveling west and Western teams traveling east. It's almost like there's a little bit that it just, whatever that 3.5 point is that the home team gets, I think it's a little bit more for these long travels. Oregon, as Kyle said, is favored by 7.5, but Kyle, not enough. Give me the Ducks.
Yeah. Give me the Ducks too. That's not enough. Not enough points to scare me. I got the Ducks at home. tough playing in Eugene. Yeah, give me the Ducks. Sun
What's Sun
card.
card say?
This one is sneaky, but I got Indiana keeping it close enough to take advantage of the 7.5 points.
All right.
All right. Next up here, Texas A&M and Kyle Field hosting Florida, coming off that big win over Texas. Trying to make it 2 in a row over a Texas team here. Night game, 7 o'clock, and the Aggies are a 7.5 point favorite. Yes, Team Kyle Field. My pick, 7.5 is not enough to scare me. Not enough to scare me here. I think Florida is going to come off their high here and come back to earth here. I got the Aggies covering 7.5.
You know, maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm riding off of the high of last week. Maybe it's because I don't like Texas A&M that much. I don't think that they're worthy of the number 5 slot. I'm gonna go Florida here. I don't know if they win it or not, but at 7.5. If it were 6.5 or 5.5, I might be. But at 7.5, I'm gonna take Florida.
All right. Sun card says no logic here, but give me Florida 7.5 because college football.
Yeah.
Over under Lagway picks 4.
You took Florida.
Yeah, he picked Florida as well. Z Spikes asks over under on Lagway picks set at 4.
Under.
Let's just say 3.5. Yeah, under, but funny. Auburn and Georgia is our next one. Another night game here, 7:30. And Auburn hosting is a 3.5 point dog to the Dogs of Georgia.
Yeah.
Who do you got in this one, Jerry? You got Georgia covering, or you got Auburn potentially with the upset or being really close?
I think there's a very real possibility Auburn gets the upset here. Georgia is obviously flawed. They lose to Alabama, but they always lose to Alabama. That's just kind of what they do.
What was it, 11 of the last 12 or something like that?
I don't think it's that bad.
It's either 11 or 12, 11 out of 12 or 10
bad?
out of 11. It's one of those two.
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like 1 in 8 or something like that, but you might be right.
I'll pull up the Winsipedia.
Yeah, God, I love Winsipedia so much. It's not even a joke. That may have come across as sarcastic or a joke, but it's not. I love Winsipedia so much.
Yeah, they haven't. Georgia has not won. Well, they won in 2021. Once. They won in 2021 in the national championship game, but before then, 2007.
Yeah. 2021 season, 2022 calendar year. Just, I had to say it, Kyle. I'm sorry. That's just me. But yeah, I get Georgia is still a very, very good football team. Like, let's be very clear about that. Georgia is still I know. I'm me. They're still a very, very good football team. I think they're still one of the better teams in the country. 3.5 points over unranked Auburn, who, to Auburn's defense, is really good at losing closely. Auburn is very good at losing close football games. But I'm gonna take Georgia.
Yeah, I'll pick Georgia. I'll pick Georgia as well. If their last game indicates how close they'll be, they'll lose by 6 or 7 points. So yeah, 3.5. Yeah, I'll pick Georgia.
Dare I say Franklin-esque? No, because they lose very close football teams very close football games to everyone, not just good teams. Sun card.
All right, Sun card says here, same lack of logic here. I'll take Auburn at 3.5.
All right.
All right, USC hosting those cheaters up north team. 7:30 kickoff, and the Trojans of Southern California. Wow, is a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm gonna disown you for thinking that was the Gamecocks for a minute.
I believe it. I believe it is my pick here.
Exactly, Spikes. Exactly.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Because he's right. You don't know how to respond because he's right. You have lived in the South for too long. Time to come home, Kyle. Before I've heard you combine your E's and your I's too many times. It's time to come home.
All right, I got the Trojans. I got the Trojans here. Same
because
logic.
You feel like you need protection from us.
Same logic as what I've said before about teams in the Eastern Time Zone traveling out west. They are now 4-14. It's 4-14 or 4-15 right now. I'm going to add one more to that loss column for Eastern Time Zone Big Ten teams going to the West Coast. Trojans.
I just copy and paste what Kyle said.
All right. And Sun Card says, Michigan did not cover last week, and for that fatal flaw, I'm taking USC at 2.5.
Honestly, fair.
This is our first pick that we've agreed on it.
And what a shock. It was going against Michigan. We're guys, we aren't homers here, we promise. All right, let's see if we all pick Ohio State.
All right.
All right, Kyle, no analysis. We'll let Suncard do analysis, but you and I, if you want to hear analysis on Illinois versus Ohio State, you have to listen to Know Your Enemy, which comes out on Thursday. Yeah. So you and I, no analysis, straight pick, Ohio State minus 15.5. Who do you have?
In Champaign, I'll start off with Suncard. Suncard says here, I'm watching this game and comparing Ohio State to Indiana. Hoosiers won big, so Bucks can win bigger. Go Bucks.
And Kyle.
Yes, Jared.
Who do you have?
Who do you have, Jared?
I have Ohio State.
Agree.
Too much pause.
I agree.
Not enough. He says it's not enough.
Not enough. Give me the Bucks.
We were actually asked during the social screen. I think Austin asked us. He goes, what do you think the line will be for Ohio State next week? I said like 20-21, which is what the number would have to be to tempt me to pick Illinois. I think Ohio State wins by. I think Ohio State wins by more than 21, but like, what would I actually put money on? My limit gets. I would start to hesitate if it went above 21.5. You get to 22.5, 23.5, but at 15,
What did I say, Jared?
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Spikes. Well, we're talking just about the line here. We're talking strictly about the line, not the game.
What did I say? What I thought the line was going to be?
No. You nailed it. You said 15 or 16.5.
I did. Cha-ching. All right. That is the SlooPicks. Wide range. So expect some separation between the three of us, because all three of us, you, Jared, me, and Suncard, are all tied with 22 points.
That's right. Okay, Kyle. One more segment, then we can end the show. Time for Chaos Theory. This is a game in which we pick an unranked team to defeat a ranked team. Last week, chat chose Mississippi State to pull the upset. That did not work out. Kyle and I both picked Cincinnati. We both scored. So chat, chat still has not successfully scored points here. So Kyle and I extended our leads. Kyle now has 40 points. I now have 30 points. Chat 0. Come on, guys. Suncard has it. Oh, did I not copy and paste that into the notes?
Nope.
Shoot. Okay. Kyle, who do you have? Mine's already written in. So let us know who you have for Chaos Theory. I'll grab Suncard's.
He sent it to me. I've got, without seeing anybody here, I'm going to go with, based on the SlooPicks here, I'll pick the Trojans of USC. And that would be, if I'm looking here, 15. So that would be 11 points.
And Suncard agrees with you.
Are you typing, also... Jared, or no?
Oh, no.
Okay. Right,
I was... Fine. Yeah, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine! Suncard also chooses USC. I'll just go ahead and do a quick copy and paste.
Copy, paste there. Good all Control-C, Control-V. And who do you got, Jared?
That's correct. I have... As I just go to unhide it here, Texas. A 20 banger if I pull it off.
That would be a big banger there.
Yeah. I was tempted. To pick Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I was very tempted to pick Florida. Because it was just one more point. It was just one more point. I was very tempted, but I like Texas's chances a little bit more than I like Florida's chances, which is weird because Texas is actually favored by 2.5 and Florida's dogged by 7.5. So Vegas likes Texas like 9 more points in their matchup than me, but I think they're about even, but maybe just a little bit towards Texas. I was tempted to take North Texas. We were tempted to put North Texas into, if this week's schedule had been as bad as last week's schedule, the North Texas game would have made it into the SlooPicks. But this week has just got too many dang bangers, and we couldn't fit that Friday night group of 5 matchup into the SlooPicks, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. I said it in the Discord server at one point this week, that I think there are 10 very legitimate opportunities for chaos this week. There is a lot of ranked teams playing pretty decent, pretty good unranked teams this week. So this could be what's already been a pretty chaotic year. This could be a banger of a week this week. It really could be.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. All right. I think that's it. Anything else, Jared?
No, sir. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the show. Kyle, do you have anything in Kyle's corner?
Yeah, some big news.
Yeah, there is.
For you Columbus folks. For those that can't get enough football, the UFL has the Columbus Aviators coming to town next year.
Old fans, super OG fans of the Sloopcast may or may not remember a time. And this was when they were, I want to say it was 2019. They were talking about relaunching the Arena Football League in Columbus. And there's talk like, oh, we're going to bring back the Destroyers or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, let's do something Columbus. I actually laid out a whole thing. And when I did that, I said the Pilots. And I laid out this whole thing about why it should be the Pilots. I even made a logo, which you can buy on a t-shirt at 7071.thesloopcast.com. They went to Aviators instead of Pilots. I'll take it. I like it. I like the Aviators. I don't like that the colors remind me of the Tennessee Titans. That's my one complaint.
Sure. All right, cool. That's it. That's all I got, Jared.
All right. Just like on Monday's episode,
I'm sorry. They will be playing it in historic Crew Stadium, by the way.
This historic Crew Stadium, yes. I still like historic Crew Stadium. Even historic Crew Stadium's kind of like like one of the first cars you had. Yeah, it's kind of a piece of shit, but you still love it.
Classic.
But you still love it, even though it's kind of a piece of shit. That's how I feel about Old Crew Stadium. But yeah, I kind of think of it in the same way that Ohio State fans think of St. John's.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yes.
It may be a piece of shit, but I love it. All right. Tonight's ending music, just like on Monday, will be brought to you by a band called The Old Breed. They, like all of the songs we play on the show, are from Ohio. So you can check out The Old Breed. There's a link in the show notes. YouTubers, you guys don't actually get the songs because of copyright stuff. The podcast listeners do, but YouTube people, if you feel left out, there's a link in the show notes that will take you direct to the song and you can listen to it there. So with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. Once again, this is The Old Breed.